सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन जरूर दबाइएगा।
So this is the module 3, security policies and procedures. So if you can see on my screen, the first one is developing security policies. Second one is user awareness training. And the last one is related to incident response and reporting. So we'll talk about all these three one by one. Let's talk about in this section the developing security policies, how we can develop it, and why it is important to develop a security policies, even why it is the security policies, why it is required. So I can understand that as a fresher or as a just a cybersecurity aspirants, you might feel that why there is requirement of these kind of policies. So see, when you will go in the say cyber security field, definitely you need to create the awareness to the users. You need to create the policies just because there are a lot of ISO compliances certifications. For example, ISO 27001, which includes ISMS. So this is generally this is the role of a GRC person, that is the governance, risk and compliance. So you will be getting more details on those parts. I'm not going to explore all these things in that in this fundamental videos. So let's see how these policies are defined actually. So the number one, the baselines. Let me take the highlighter first. Number one is the baseline. Here you can see, right? So it's a uniform ways for safeguard and implementation, that how you are exactly going to implement, how you are going to plan it. Guidelines. The guidelines should be very clear recommendation. What are the best practices for that particular, things on which you are going to make the policies. Now, procedure. Your procedure should be step by step instructions so that any auditor, any simple guy who is non-technical, they can understand those things very easily. And the standards. You have to specify the your controls, that is the access control, I can say directly. So let's take an example. If there is some database, right, you have written a policy for the say database, but who actually have the access of those database, who have the controls, right? All those necessary standards you have to follow, all those access control you need to mention in your documentation. And at the last, that is the policy general management statement, which you can make it. So this is how your policy is going to made, and this is what the mandatory thing I have mentioned here, right? So I hope this is a very basic one, that how we develop a security policy, and these are the some guidelines. So let's move it for the revision part, that security policies are rules and guidelines for why we required for safeguarding our data. Because until unless you don't have the policy, you cannot secure a data. If you have the policy, you can check the policies and you can maintain your data. Now they set a clear expectation for how to handle security. This is what the procedures in that particular policies. And policies also helps to protect against unauthorized access and breaches. So let's take an example, that if there is some breaches happen, then how you can follow the step-by-step procedure, how you can follow the procedure for the unauthorized access. Organization create policies to ensure consistent security practices. Security policies cover areas like data handling, access control, as I talked about in the previous slide, and the incident response. User training, obviously, it is essential, and we'll be talking about in the upcoming section as well. So why it is essential for? Because we need to uh, the policy should be effectiveness. This is one of the main reason that the user training is essential. And also, if you talk about the some malware awareness, some ransomware awareness, so user must be at least he should be aware about that he should not click on any attachment, any malicious URL. Now, incident response policies details a step to follow during security incidents. If there is any security incidents happens, at least the analyst can follow that particular SOP. Policies promote a culture of security within an organization. Regular updates, that is the very important. Enforcement of policies are crucial. Well-developed policies are a foundation of robust cybersecurity. So there are a lot of things for which we required the security policy, and this is just a sum of the things which I have mentioned here. Just to let you know that why it is required.
सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन जरूर दबाइएगा।